in the so many years of life I've had on earth, and I'd like to share more of that. Aside of me that I haven't really shared so much online is the side of students that I sponsor and mentor on the African continent. Um, Sometimes I struggle with sharing that because I feel like I've gotten to know these people on a very personal level, and I'm struggling to see, okay, what's appropriate to share online versus what should just remain between me and the students. But I think I can share some of my experience in order to encourage and maybe even inspire other people to do the same. You can help somebody else. You don't necessarily have to have a huge ton of money. You just have to be willing to help, and help can be financial. It can also be being a friend. It can also be mentoring and guiding young people on the way that they would like to go. So when it's career planning, for example, helping them with their careers and helping them to think through what the opportunities are, to think through how to present themselves so that they can get the best opportunities available to them, and just being there for people. You know, it goes a long way. I've got two people who I sponsored and mentored over the years, and they've graduated now, one with a master's, one with a bachelor's, and they're both working, they're both doing well, they're both able to contribute to their families and help their younger siblings as well, which I'm very grateful for. You know, when I started with them, I don't think I necessarily saw everything to the end. And there were some times when I was like, God, can I really handle this? But then somehow I was able to. And it was literally by God's grace. That's one thing I can say. Um, I was able to support them. Somehow God gave me enough finances to do so. And just different things fell into place. Even when there were slim chances, just things seemed to fall into place literally at the right times. And I'm really grateful, and I'm really, really proud of them, of the progress they've made and the inspiration they are to their younger ones. And I want to make more of an impact like this, but I also know that the one-to-one model that I'm doing now is great and it's impactful, but it means I'm limited in the number of people I can touch. And so it's a what's the word? I have to make a decision between going deep and going wide. Do I want to choose a few people and pour into them, or do I want to set up structures that can impact a wide range of people such that, for example, I could affect a community and make a community better, and not just a small group of people within that community. So let me give you an example of what I mean by this. On the one hand, I could pay for maybe a few students to go to better schools or private schools, or I could pay for a good teacher to teach a wider range of students. For example, if I pay a teacher's salary, I could get that teacher to teach maybe 12 students even. Now, the cost of teaching 12 students directly wouldn't be the same as sending one kid to a good school. However, there are other things to bear in mind as well, because in paying the teacher, yes, they're getting the tuition, but there are other things you get from a private school, for example, outside of just good teaching. There's other stuff, there's the infrastructure, and there's all that. But then I guess for me, it's now to think, okay, what's absolutely necessary and what can be considered um, nice to haves, but they don't necessarily need to be had. And then I can think through that. That's something I still need to think through. But yeah, I think maybe I can share more of my journey on that and hopefully inspire someone else. Or if somebody else is able to take the baton from me and take it even further and find ways to make an impact. My goal is to make an impact on the African continent such that I can help people help themselves come out of poverty, help people help themselves be better. So it's not just, I mean, people want to go from level to level. There are people at the bottom of the pyramid. There are people who are a few steps ahead, and everybody wants to make progress. So help people make progress. I would like to, wouldn't it be great to change the definition of poverty? Where poverty may not necessarily be living on less than however many dollars a day, but it might be that there's some needs that are taken care of. So being poor doesn't necessarily equate to you having those things, but instead, not having some things rather, but instead it's it's a bit maybe of a higher level. I don't know. These are just some thoughts that are going through my mind. But anyway, I really enjoyed this session. It's been cathartic. It's been nice for me to just kind of let go of just some thoughts that have been on my mind, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream here.